What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ross the Boss coming at you with an all-new Let's Play Europa Universalis 4. We are now on part 10 of our Better Than Napoleon campaign. In the last episode, we finally conquered Brittany and forced them to become our vassal. We will now improve their relationship with us. Our next goal is to go ahead and attempt to convert Provence back into our country here, into France. And of course, I believe we have aggressive expansion through the roof across Europe. So I guess our actual war goal for the next upcoming war will most likely be either the Papal States or England. Because this is the Pope, I don't think I'm going to go ahead and declare war on him anytime soon. Venice is getting absolutely demolished. So let's go ahead, mothball our forts, except for the one in London. And we will be saving a little bit of money. It looks like we do have enough administrative power for a courthouse. We will go ahead and do that as well. We are waiting for these uprisings to pop, I should say, so then we could pummel them down to the ground and essentially try to take over whatever little we can. Let's bring this stack over to Nantes, maybe even stomp out some of these rebels here. We have Gironde and Roussillon. Obviously, we have men parked there as well. Let's bring these other 4,000 men to the hills of Roussillon. London has 0.0, so maybe by the time my war exhaustion goes away, I believe... Where do I find this? My war exhaustion is going down over time. We could, of course, pay some money, get some prestige and administrative power. We will certainly do that as well. A new national decision is available to pass an act of uniformity, granting us 1 missionary strength. Take further steps towards a unified church by enforcing church attendance and set the order of services and prayers to be used in the Book of Common Prayer. We will certainly do that. Having some additional missionary strength will be very nice to have. Looks like Savoy is taking over bits and pieces of Burgundy. Burgundy would like military access. We will decline. And we have the English separatists here in London. They are dissipating. The Brittany separatists here are dissipating as well. What about Catalonia? Let's send another unit down there as well. Sardinia is quite scary. I really don't want those to pop, but it certainly could. Let's bring our fleet down to the southern coast of France. And we'll bring our 2 early carracks in, and we will mothball both of them. We could get a royal marriage from Savoy. We will certainly accept that. Now, I believe our next actual enemy here will still be England. My main concern is no matter which way I expand, England's aggressive expansion will still be very, very inflated. So obviously they'll hate me no matter what I do, proving to be a thorn in my side. So let's deal with him once and for all. Alright, looks like, unfortunately, we did have our very first rebellion here. Or at least our uprising. We're gonna park some troops into the Highlands. Maybe even stomping out Catalonia before I do that. A queen consort of the people. Having some additional unrest could prove useful, but I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Let's bring this military unit down to Roussillon. Our goal is we want this 90 to go to 80. We could get... France gets campaign against syncretism, granting 15 loyalty and 10 influence, and also getting a tolerance of the true faith. Or, of course, we could get missionary strength, but of course we don't necessarily want that. We want tolerance, we want loyalty, and we want influence. And we really want this to go to either 80 or 70. 70 would prove to be much, much more useful. So on February 1st, we'll go ahead and we'll send these units down to Sardinia. So far, so good. And bringing our 16,000 troops down. Hopefully they'll make it in time. Not sure if they will. Ooh, now looks like these rebels will be going against a -1 crossing and a -1 terrain. We are absolutely going to demolish them. Let's bring the rest of the troops back to the French coast. Or the mainland, I should say. Now, who hates me? A lot of people hate me. I believe we could improve our relationship with Castile just a little bit more. Not really necessary, but it will help. Portugal could be improved as well. And I don't believe there are necessarily any more, uprisings for the time being. We still have Catalonia here. But what we're going to try to do is stomp them out and then decrease our maintenance. Very soon we're about to unlock another one of our merchants, which of course will substantially increase the amount of money we get from trade nodes. And in just a second, we are going to go ahead and decrease all of our military maintenance to about 10%. Now we are going to be getting 16 gold per turn, which will prove very, very useful. Okay, so now we have border friction. We will certainly have a policy change in order. England will hate me even more, but that will be fine. Moving this unit back to Normandy. And of course, we are gathering more and more ducats every turn. Brittany still has a distrust for us. We are slowly improving our relationship over time. Provence is slowly being improved as well. Looks like the nobility believe they are entitled to more land, and I agree. So we will give them the Baleares. We could become the defender of the faith, but I don't believe we're going to pursue that direction. Let's build a variety of workshops. One in Paris, one in this country, this Auteuil here. Obviously in Coup, we could have one in Alencon. And plus 21, 0.22, 0.25. And having one in Bordeaux could prove quite useful as well. Here we are. We have our second merchant, and of course we are going to learn the Estates General, improving our tax modifier by an additional 10%. So now we have an extra merchant. We are going to hover over the trade node here and collect from trade. And let's see how much money we get on the 1st of October. Right now we're getting 16.10. And we are getting 2.32 ducats per month, which of course will be 24 ducats a year. And over 10 years, 240 gold is nothing to laugh about. Pretty soon, we are going to have enough money to build another production factory or another workshop. And we'll go ahead and we'll put that in Bordeaux. And we'll begin to save our money once again and prepare for a battle against England. Let's improve our relationship with the Palatinate. We have positive 70%. We are definitely ahead of time with our military technology. So let's use our military power and improve the development of some of our provinces. I believe we're going to go ahead and improve the Bellier. Well, let's improve Gironde here. Maybe just by a few. We are going to go ahead and use all of our military power. So spreading it out across the country could prove to be quite useful. So 1, 2, and 3. We'll do this on the next turn. We have so much military power, you know, it's just going to go to waste if we don't use it. So let's go ahead and get some additional manpower in every province here. And that'll be fine. Savoy likes us still. And I believe Brittany finally likes us. It's taken them quite a long time. Papal states are growing very distrustful of us. And that's because we will take over Rome and these territories in time. We could also migrate into Africa. That could prove to be very nice as well. We will take the blame and move on, gaining corruption, and of course, losing a substantial amount of money. I'd like to go ahead and demand diplomatic support, and in order for me to do that, I could go ahead and grant monopoly charters, but I don't think... Yeah, I don't want to lose too much money. And now we have the clergy. We could demand administrative support. Let's send emissary to Rome, so that way we have positive 100. And here we go, 100 administrative power. We're also getting a little bit of papal influence. We will get another mercantilism. And do we have enough for demand military strength or support? It looks like we do. And we will go ahead and select this as well. Unfortunately, our land maintenance modifier will cost us a little bit more money for the time being, but that will be fine. We're about to learn the scythe, and I'm very curious to see if we're even anywhere close to embracing colonialism, and it looks like we are not. It is slowly spreading throughout Europe, and eventually it will hit us over time. Now, if I was to assault England, I would have a very, very small fleet. Looks like a military access from Gelray. We will accept that. All of these workshops are about to be completed. We can see that we make 52.11 ducats per month. We'll see what it changes to after this completes it. So 52.11, 53.78. Not necessarily the biggest difference for paying about 700 gold, but it will help us for the rest of the game. So, you know, over time, it will pay for itself. It's a very, very low return on investment. We could have invested in a new technology, and I would love to have additional production efficiency, meaning we get even more money, even more funding. And we could give Provence some additional gifts, and once we do that, we could annex all of Provence. Not sure if that will be our goal here. Let's improve some relationships. Doesn't look like it will be possible to get to 190, so we are going to be required to give them a small donation. And if we select London, we don't need to be paying a garrison because the uprising has been quelled. These 8 cogs can head up to Normandy. And let's check out the world. Morocco is quite a sizable force. We have Castile moving into the Ivory Coast here. The Ottomans are growing strong, but of course the Venetian Empire starting to take a little bit extra land here from the Ottomans. Now, Hungary has fought a war with Venice and has been successful. Looks like Austria is a force to be reckoned with as well. Such an asset, this Hossein, the skills of the Queen Consort. So one of three options will happen. We will either get administrative technology cost, diplomatic technology cost, or military technology cost for the next couple years. Not sure how to determine which one happened if we head over to our government tab. Looks like we have an additional administrative technology reduction. We don't have the technology to change our government from a feudal monarchy to an absolute monarchy. We do have 2 lazy diplomats. Let's go ahead and send them someplace. Part of me would really like to have Naples as an ally, but I'm not too sure how well that would work. We could go ahead and assault the Papal States and force them to release some of the territory back to Naples. I believe it was just these 2. Ah, even Abruzzi as well. Now, I would love to take Rome. I don't think that'll happen. Let's improve our relationship with Lucca and improve our relationship with Genoa. Very soon, we're about to get another diplomatic idea here. We'll be getting merchant adventures, giving our trade range an additional positive 25%, allowing them to essentially go wherever their heart desires, or even down to, let's say, Sevilla, the Seville trade node. Now, my country here is an absolute powerhouse. We have taken over most of France. I do want to push into the Netherlands here and to the lower countries. And really, I want to start capitalizing on this English trade node. Looks like we have another lazy diplomat. Let's go ahead and improve our relationship with either Nassau or Cologne. Most likely will be Cologne. Man, part of me would like to just absolutely annex Flanders, but it looks like Austria would get upset. We might be able to kick Austria's butt, but I'm really just not too sure. I don't want to make enemies out of everyone here. I think we should take our enemies one step at a time. Obviously, we want to knock out England, take some more of their empire here. Military access from Brabant, we will accept that. Friesland here has a +1 reputation score. Now, it looks like I am going to go ahead and put another cut in here. In our next episode, I will most likely be doing a conquest of England. So, as always, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.